Hello, welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real metaphysical and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. This week, we're going to be covering a little bit of a topic and a scary, scary question I keep getting about chakras. So stay tuned. But first, Bob, do the thing.
Well, hello there, seekers and prospective dabblers alike. I'm sure many of you have likely heard this before, but the Dark Roast Monster here is having me read this before I can go back to what I was doing, so please bear with me. Please consider supporting Drake and everything he is working on by utilizing the YouTube memberships. For each tier of said memberships, you may find that you unlock additional perks, such as private live streams, monthly spell workings, and others. Also, feel free to peruse some of our merchandise on our shop's page. We have t-shirts, towels, mugs, and many other items and garments, each with their own bit of art on them, like the Draconic Rulers and the Dragon's Eye Seal. We also have this one hosting regular live streams on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're one admin I'm thinking of in particular, remember to convert the time zone and set an alarm. At these streams, you can listen in on Drake's latest work, ask him questions, and generally have a decently thought-out discussion. For those looking for a more long-term involvement with the community, others to talk shop with, or peers to learn and develop alongside, please check out our community on Guilded. There, you'll find a variety of different people and different cultures and practices, and in one of the admin's case, a wonderful use of the mute button. I mean, that blonde one just, when he goes on a rant, he just goes, and doesn't stop. I mean, does he ever shut... What? Oh, okay, fine. I'm on topic. For all interested in set, easy-to-follow courses on Magick and its many facets, take a look at Drake's online school on teachable.com. Here, he hosts a steadily growing roster of courses on different topics of magic. If you find that you don't see something that you're looking for, let us know. We'll try to find it or incorporate it in the future. From beginner to learned adept, all should find something that they didn't know prior. Links for everything I've mentioned in the description below.
Alright, thank you, Bob. Now, today's video is different, to say the least. And it's one that I've been hearing about a lot. And honestly, it's been surprising to me. But I've been looking into it a lot as well. And I figured this is something we need to do a video on. Now, on my live streams, people talked about, joked about doing a conspiracy videos and stuff and talking about different conspiracies that may or may not be occult related or whatnot. And, they joked about me getting a special hat for it and everything. Now, today we're going to talk about the concept, are the chakras bad? Are they evil? Are they toxic? And why are people out there removing their chakras? What's this whole deal? Should I not do chakra meditations? Oh my God. Is the Illuminati siphoning my life force? I know it sounds crazy because chakra meditations have been around for so long in energy work, whether it be Reiki, so many different things. And it is kind of one of those things where, what do you do with it? How do you even begin to approach a concept like this? And how did they reach the conclusion that they reached? And we got a lot of new people coming into the occult that are now genuinely worried that the chakras are a trap. And I know I could throw up a big "it's a trap" meme right now. But this is something I felt we do need to talk about, okay? But before we do, since this is going to be an interesting video, let's go ahead and do a hat change. Look at that. I actually got me a tinfoil hat for this one because I think this fits into the category of a conspiracy. What, this thing's gonna fall apart on me. Now, first off, where's this coming from? Well, everything I have found on it, and I do mean literally everything, I have spent weeks diving down this rabbit hole. It's been kind of fun, or interesting at the least. They're claiming that sometime around World War I, II, Industrial Revolution periods, in those ballparks, some even go back to right around the when Columbus and everybody was sailing over, and possibly the founding of America, those eras. So on the large span of history, relatively modern concepts, a group of high-toned and fancy-to-do people decided to go into the astral plane, and they were going to create this structure, and then they were going to create these thought forms, these insect-like thought forms, and they were going to latch on to all living people. These latches, these siphons, which they do in their own accounts refer to them as insect-like creatures, siphon the life force, the power, the magic, and the energy from all us folk who aren't in the know, and give it to the powers that be. And they use so many different names for them, but let's be honest, most of us have heard this as the Illuminati. And that's the reason everything sucks. And that the chakras were a creation of these people, and that we don't really have chakras. And now, because of this, you must remove your chakras. Conveniently enough, everyone who talks about this has a chakra removal service that you can pay for to save yourself from the siphoning insects. Okay. Now, in a lot of ways, a lot of times, most people can say what they want and they call it, how do we have anything to go on? That would be true. That would be true. The timeline, for me, is what I find interesting. Because the chakras predate the timeline big time. In most accounts, what we do know about the chakra system, because I've said on this channel before, the chakras aren't a literal, they're an energetic map, which they are, which again just really makes my head hurt when we get to this. It's a conspiracy, let's be honest. It's either false information or conspiracy. It's one of the two. As best as we can historically date the chakra system, goes back to India between 1500 and 500 BC. Okay? BC, before Christ, before year 0. So we don't even hit year 1. We're way the frick back here when this system originates and starts showing up. Modern corporate industrial conglomerates weren't even thought to be a thing. It starts falling apart. Now, somebody's going to watch this and they're going to try and change the timeline. They're going to say, well, they've been manipulating the shadows from all the way back then, blah, 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 blah. That's the fun thing with conspiracies. They're going to try and twist and bend it to make it fit their narrative, that's for sure. Which is also, again, convenient. They're selling something. Now, have I heard of chakra removal before I've heard of this? Oh, yeah, I have. And I think I've talked about it before on this channel. So, chakra removal. Most magicians, most individuals who talk about chakra removal, we're not talking about removing the chakras in a literal, because they're not a literal. We're not talking about removing the chakras because they're siphoning insects that are, they're not going to burst out of our chest a la aliens. Be kind of cool. No. Okay. So we're talking about removing the ideal of the chakras. So for a lot of people, the map of the chakras is more complicated to work with and doesn't benefit them. But due to how ingrained the ideal of the chakras is, because it has been around since before Jesus. I mean, seriously, they predate baby Jesus. Let's think about that. Whether you believe he was a real person or not, they predate him on the timeline. Or the ideal of him on the timeline. So it makes sense. I mean, it's just there's certain things that they're around long enough, you just kind of know it. But it's hard to pull away from those things sometimes. But the chakra removing ceremony is you removing the chakra and thus the ideal of the chakra. So instead of working with individual little spinny wheels of energy in that energy map, you start working with your energy body as a singular whole and making the changes. You're doing the same thing. It's just instead of working with the individuals through all the different meditations, you are working with the singular energy body as a whole. For some people, that is far easier to utilize and leverage than the chakra map. Some people find the chakras easier. And then some people find certain workings work better as the singular, and some they get better results using the chakras. Neither is right or wrong. They're just an energetic map to do the same thing. Fine and dandy. But when we go in here and we start jumping about these conspiracies, talking about evil corporations who are enslaving us or trying to keep us down, or, powers that be, Illuminati kind of concepts. To age myself, anyone who watched Angel back in the day, the vampire show, maybe it's Wolfram and Hart trying to keep us down, and terrifying people and using these kind of scare tactics. That's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. Now, I can't go out there and make them stop. I can't. What I can do is I can make a video and say that there is nothing to support that at all. There are a lot of people who will jump onto it. And it's you see this in religion and spiritualism a lot. People want to jump onto something. They want to find a reason why things aren't their fault, why things aren't going the way they feel they should. And if you can give them an excuse, they'll bite it hook, line, and sinker. This is how cults work, people. They draw you in with a sense of needing, a sense of belonging, a sense of removal of why things aren't good for you and how they can make it better for you. And that is a very dangerous thing. There's a reason I encourage people for self-thought. I teach a framework here for you to use to find answers for yourself. I even tell people to question me. If you have a question and something I'm saying doesn't feel right for you or your practice, meditate on it. Find an answer. If it works for you, go with it. Does that make me right or wrong? Not really. Does it help your practice because you found the answer? Yes. Awesome. Great. But these kind of scare tactics, to me, this is nothing more than snake oil salesmen trying to scare us into another conspiracy. Whether it be anti-government, anti-establishment, anti-corporation, anti-pharmacy, anti-religion, anti-spiritualist, anti-atheism, the sky is blue. Humanity has always had groups that are pick a random thing. And they will try to use scare tactics and whatnot to drive people to their cause. It's a sadder side of humanity, it is, but it's there. But let's switch here before my hat falls apart and this thing gets hot. I'll be honest with you. The chakras are a very good and a very functional system to work with energy work. They have been very beneficial throughout ages. Just because everyone doesn't get the same responses or whatnot, generally people have issues. One of the biggest issues that these individuals tend to focus on is, well, I did the chakra meditation, but I felt drained. Okay, especially starting out. That's actually pretty common, and it's not because something's draining you. It's because when you start opening that energy flow that's been blocked, that energy flow does have to move. It has to circulate. And that releases tension, okay? It releases tension. And funny thing, when we relax, we feel fatigued. We feel, don't we? We feel good because we know we're relaxed now. But we feel calm. and slow, and we could just take a nap. Now, when a person describes feeling drained, they're all calm, they're lethargic, they could take a nap. Wait a minute. Oh shit. And that's it. You're not being drained when you do this, especially when you first start out. You're not used to having that tension released. You're not used to the sensation of that tension release in that manner. Even if you get a daily massage, it's not the same release. And you're going to feel that calm. You're going to feel that relaxation. And that's not some astral, nasty, alien, weird, cult, Illuminati society draining you. That is just relaxation. And as we go through this and we do this, we actually get our energy balance better. The relaxation, we adapt to it. We know what it feels like. We're not feeling as lethargic. Same thing as a massage. You go get a massage once, it can hurt. But once you get used to it and you adapt to the process and the relaxation, it feels really great. So I can't personally say beyond a shadow of a doubt, 100%, these people are crazy. I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, 100%, I think they're either trying to sell something or they might be crazy. And I know that's harsh to say, and that's probably mean of me, I know, but anyone who's followed my channel for a while knows I'm not big on spiritual healers because, well, I've had bad experiences with them. I'm not big on gurus. I'm not big on a lot of things. I believe in self-mastery. I believe in self-empowerment. I believe in self-responsibility and self-accountability. And I always find it a little too convenient when someone stirs up a problem and comes up with this big conspiracy ideal, and they happen to have a very expensive but convenient solution for it. That's a red flag in my book. Always has been, always will be. And especially when we look at the percentages of the numbers. By and large, spiritualists, occultists throughout the ages who have used the chakra system has had positive growth and effects in their life. In fact, conveniently, there used to be a conspiracy of the concept that the occult, the Golden Dawn, and all these other groups were purposely withholding and gatekeeping information to the chakra systems and other things in order to keep men down and to keep them from empowerment. And sorry if you hear that. Where now they're trying to flip it around and say that this entire concept is to keep people down. And see, there's always going to be a flip side to it. And there's always going to be someone trying to turn it into a negative or something. And we have to be able to think about it. Now, if the chakra system doesn't work for you, you don't like it, it's not your cup of tea, fine and dandy. Don't turn it into a conspiracy. If the concept of removing your chakras and working with a singular energy body sounds weird to you, okay, don't do that. But meditation in and of itself does not require chakras. Chakra meditation is certainly one. There's a lot of options out there, and none of them actually deal with life, magical energy siphoning insects of the Illuminati. And people every day across the world are getting very, very positive, life-changing results from these meditations, which these results pile up to basically debunk what these guys are shilling. Now, that said, like I said, I don't have an issue with anyone who wants to remove their chakras and work with their energy body as a whole. Okay, so perhaps what I need to do on this channel is actually show a chakra removing ritual that one could utilize if they wanted to remove their own chakras. Then you could do so free of charge. And you wouldn't have to go to them even if you believe their insect theory. Although I find it convenient, at least one of these people have said they're the only person on the planet who knows about this and knows how to do it. Again, convenient, red flag, that's some cult shit. I don't like those kind of extremists, period, let's be honest. But yeah, by and large, if you see this stuff out there and you're new to the occult and you get worried about it, don't worry. Seriously, there's no danger in the chakras. People have been doing it for generations upon generations upon generations, getting very, 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 very positive results, whether it be religious, whether it be spiritual, or whether it just be for health, meditation, and relaxation purposes. Even science has shown that chakra meditations reduce stress. There is data on it. And it has a healing effect, not a draining effect. So you don't need to worry about that in any shape, form, or fashion. Just try to ignore these individuals. Seriously. I do agree there are a lot of weird, bad information sources on things in the occult world. Y'all know I don't like the concept of quantum mystics and how they try to claim science proves things. And that's an entire rant for a different day, because the moment they say that or they talk about interdimensional travel, they honestly show they don't know quantum physics or science. But that's, again, different rant. But you don't need to worry about the chakras. They're not a trap. They're not draining your energy or anything like that. In fact, this may be a topic we visit a little later. I may continue to research and see if I can find some clips or something, and maybe do some reaction videos. I don't know. This is actually an interesting little thing to me. It's humorous, to be sure, and it surprises me that people try to push this, especially considering we have a historical timeline that shows these weren't created in modern times. But hey, facts. No one likes those, do they? Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this little trip down whatever lane we just went down. And if you are interested in chakras and chakra meditations, let me know. I may actually do a chakra meditation for shits and giggles here on the channel, and for practical uses for anyone interested in it. I don't really do a lot of work talking about chakras, but after this, we may have to talk about chakras more to get some positive information back out there, because this is tinfoil hat territory in my mind, as you all saw. So, yeah, leave your comments below. Keep them peaceful, keep them respectful, all that kind of fun stuff. Let me know if you want to see some chakra meditations on the channel, or perhaps you want me to do a video on the chakras themselves, their meanings, and the likes. I may do that anyways. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, make sure you turn on notifications, and consider supporting us by signing up for YouTube memberships. There's down there somewhere, there should be a membership button to sign up. There's 3 tiers of it. I think it's $5, $10, and $15 that you can support the channel monthly, with different levels of perks, some of which have special video content. Some of them so just different levels of perks. I can't even remember them at this point. There is, discounts to classes, early access to classes, early access to reserve a seat in workshops. All those little things can be found in those perks that, if you wish to support the channel, it's not required. If you want to, we appreciate it. Anyways, I am Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic, and this has actually been a pretty fun video to shoot, even though it is definitely out of my norm. And we may have to do more of these. I think the viewers are correct. This was fun. All right, so until next time, take care. Bye-bye.